Take 3. I'd love to tell you happy hump day today, but it's not. Apparently that's the reason why this is take 3. I went too long and I screwed it up before. So the first news I learned about this morning when I woke up was that my next oldest sister, Therese, had passed away. I wasn't told how. And the person that informed me was actually not one of my sister's offspring or anybody directly connected to them, but one of my other sister's nephew's daughter-in-laws. I want to say that right. So it was another sister's daughter-in-law who figured out how to connect with me on YouTube. Gee, it was a real hard thing to put in the name Jim Hines in YouTube and connect with me. I've since blocked her. I don't want anybody from my family, none of my offspring ever get a hold of me. I have no desire to reconnect with them in some kind of heart-filled, insincere forgiveness scene. I'm not going to write anything like that, so I'm not going to live anything like that. And I hate to sound callous, but as connected as my sister and I were, it serves no purpose, no productive purpose for me to travel almost 8 hours round trip to stand amongst people that I no longer want to be connected to anymore. And I know that sounds kind of cold coming from a guy who prays a lot, prays on the daily, multiple times. Especially considering how much I promote the family unit within my book that I'm hopefully going to finish pretty quick. But it's true, my traveling there, I can't talk to her anymore. I can't say, hey, why didn't you wake up and stop smoking so that you wouldn't die about the same time as our other sister died from smoking about 20 years ago. So, what is the purpose? There isn't any. And I've got no desire to be there. And like I said, I even blocked her attempt to subscribe to my YouTube account. I know that sounds cold, but I will honor her in a different way. I'll immortalize her by reinserting her back into this non-fiction short story I wrote called Remembering My Dad, which is included. It's actually the first story within the short story section, the perspective section. See, after I got terminated from LC Drives here, I kind of went on better cover my ass liability spree, and in the course of about 20 minutes, I deleted every proper name of any real person that was contained anywhere within my book. Hers being one of them. But I was an evil kid. After I had been molested by my older brother in my sleep between the ages of 6 and 10 You might say, well, thank God, at least you slept through it, but I think it was a subconscious reaction that ended up burying itself. Anyway, after that happened, I went from this shy, hide in the closet, whenever somebody showed up new kind of kid, to, for lack of a better way of putting it, a preteen fucking pervert. I was spying on, I had 7 older sisters. I was spying on them. I was trying to catch them and their girlfriends doing whatever. I didn't even know what I was doing. But because of the unthinkable deeds of someone I should have fucking been able to trust, I didn't know any better as a kid. When I figured it out as an adult many years later, that the dreams that I had been having that had caused me on multiple occasions to literally not sleepwalk, but sleep run off the top of the fucking flight of stairs that lay just outside the door of my fucking bedroom, only to crash into the fucking landing that lay about 6 feet out and down, and then back down to the freaking first floor. The fact that I still have any type of fucking comprehension skills, considering how many concussions I must have fucking had, amaze even me. What did I just say? No, I'm just kidding. So, as bad as things were, between us anyway, there were some good times. And I'm going to reinsert Teresa's name in a story about my dad. And what happened was, I had shown up on the day that he died, January 18th, 2005. I was working a job nearby for an environmental company called ECMC out of Chittenango, New York. I was monitoring a demolition job, by the way. And I stopped by. I couldn't get any of the duct tape to stick. It was so cold. It was like minus 20. My gut was acting up. I tried to eat something, but it was like pushing a rock through a pinhole. Nothing. So when I went home to lunch finally, I saw my dad there shaking. I called my boss, told him I wasn't going to be going back to the site. In fact, even before I had left the site, I told the project manager that in all likelihood I'd probably have to get somebody else to come in there for me because I just had a bad feeling. So, getting there, I found my dad having, in the middle of what's called the death shakes. That's, believe it or not, the actual technical term. You see, his nerves had started firing chaotically. So he couldn't become comfortable, so he was constantly shifting and fidgeting. So my mother was flipping out, and I contacted the assisted living facility, PACE, and they told me that they had taken him off his meds. When I asked him how much time he had, I said days, and they said actually hours. So I decided to pop a beer after calling all my siblings there to get over there to say goodbye. And I popped the beer, and I poured about half of it into a glass, got a big old soup spoon, and took the rest of the bottle with me, along with the glass full of beer and the spoon, and ran into my sister Treese as I was about to start feeding my dad what would be his last beer. And she said, "What do you think you're about to do?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to have a beer with my father. You got a problem with that?" And she said, "No, not really at all." And she backed right the fuck up, because the fact of the matter, I may be a little brother, but I ain't little. And I can be intimidating when I want to be, apparently. And especially when I'm not even trying to be. So the point of my story is I start spoon feeding my dad. And 5, 6 spoons in, I decide I'm going to toast my dad. So I got to raise up that partial bottle of beer. And when I do, an amazing thing happened. My dad starts slapping his face with his left hand. Me, the genius that I am, I thought my father must want to tell me something prophetic, his prophetic last words. So I start to lean in, excited and sad at the same time about the prospect of hearing my father's final advice to me, when I feel my sister slap me on the back of my big ass bald head and say, "You idiot, he wants more beer." So in the middle of falling apart, my dad's simple hand gesture caused us to laugh and cry all at the same time. And in reinserting my sister's name, Teresa's name, into that tome, I realize it's not much. But in that way, I'll honor her again. I hope. It doesn't do any good for me to travel that far for no reason. Why? So I can be ridiculed by people that don't respect me and I don't respect. I'm sorry. My sister's passed. I can't talk to her. It does me no good. Please, Almighty Father, comfort my sister's offspring. Please, dear Lord. Teresa was a good soul. If she needs help handling her sins, give it to me. I've got so much to make up as it is now. Give it to me. Let me bear the weight of her deeds, her misguided deeds. Almighty Father, this I pray. And please, dear God, awaken your children so that we might save their children from the evil darkness that preys upon them. Help us unite together with Donald J. Trump, all the members of Q, the members of our military, law enforcement, especially Vets for Child Rescue, so that together we can put on your full armor, pick up our swords of light and truth, and in one sound voice defeat the dark forces of evil that prey upon the children of the world once and for all. Amen. Have faith. Stay safe. God bless. Good luck, Trace.